Hello and welcome back, everyone. This is Ed with Brain MTG, and today we're going to discuss how Magic is an ecosystem. It's not just any part. Let's talk about it.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
So, how is Magic an ecosystem? We're a little different than other card genres like baseball or sports collecting or Marvel cards, stuff like that. We're a bit different. How are we different? Okay, we have an interesting ecology going on with how the market, the players, and the dealers all interact with each other. For these other arenas like sports, there aren't players. That whole concern isn't part of the issue. So we have interesting dynamics. And there's a lot of vitriol that people kind of attack each other from each of these sides, whether you're a dealer and or a player or a collector. It's like the dealer's trying to sell theirs for the highest price possible and try to get as much money from everybody else. Everybody else is trying to get their pre-orders in, and if the price rises, we're gonna hold the dealer to it, even though they cancel it. And the other way around, if the prices dip, they're not gonna customers cancel too. So everybody sees themselves as the most important and the only part of the thing. But I don't know about that. Like, as a collector, mainly at this point, I would like to play. I just don't have the time to currently. But as a collector, mainly at this point, it's like I totally get the dealer side of the thing, and I totally get the player side of the thing, and it's extremely valid. And I don't understand why it's just like you can't understand each other's perspectives, and it's always so much like anger back and forth. Everybody's so mad, and it's like the players. When you try to talk about the secondary market, like I've had some comments that I'm gatekeeping and stuff like that, and it's like, no, I'm just trying to say that not that these cards should be expensive, but more like there are expensive ones and there are cheap ones, and you shouldn't be putting your money into certain ones nowadays with how Wizards does things. So it's like, I get it. I get it. I get that players should have cheap cards, and it's totally true. And I think things like commander decks and these precons are perfect applications for that because it's like, most bang for your buck. It's just annoying when the secondary market, I guess, not quite the secondary market, when the dealers start selling it immediately when it comes out above MSRP. It's like the store, you should be able to get it at the target price. You know what I mean? Like, everybody should have access to that. So, you know, that's besides the point. But it's like when I was a kid, I remember one of the things that attracted me to Magic at the time instead of other games like I remember there was what's that wolf game, crap, and then there was like Wyvern. There was other stuff going on. Okay, the thing that attracted me to Magic was, of course, the fantasy art. I loved that stuff when I was a kid. The fact that you could play and lightning bolt someone to the face and summon up judge skeletons or some crap like that. Get the freaking demonic tutor out. It was badass. But another major part of it was like, oh man, I can buy this booster pack and pull a dual land, and that's worth $20. And as a little kid, that was freaking mind blowing. And we liked it like that. It's like we used to play for ante, and what's the point of anteing up a card when they're all 5 cents? Like, so if everybody should have very cheap game pieces, there shouldn't be rares, there shouldn't be mythics, there shouldn't be booster packs with randomized selections. It's just, you know, we have playing cards for that. Go play blackjack, I guess, like if that's what you want, because that's not what Magic is. It's got a whole environment and ecology that's intertwined. And I don't think that, I mean, look, I understand as a collector, I totally get that the power of a card affects its value along with its rarity, okay, in the secondary market. Now, like, I mean, it's obvious why Black Lotus is better than the rest of the Power 9, or more expensive than the rest of the Power 9, and heralded as the best, card out there. So, utility, right? Obvious. It makes sense. The players are supporting it too. It's not just collectors there, So it's like, I don't know, the health of Magic is very closely tied to the secondary market and the gameplay situation. And when you start to talk like your area is the most important and like you just put on blinders, you're ignoring part of the situation. And when you're ignoring part of the situation, you're just not operating with all the information. And I think that's why, I like that Rudy calls people Timmies. Like, this is truly a Timmy thing, I think, to not be able to put yourself in the opposite perspective, to not see why it's important or valuable to have the thing. The secondary market, not the dealers. The dealers are just obvious why they're needed. They need to get product out, right? The secondary market drives hype, drives a push, drives a collectors, drives like it drives that like wider appeal. Okay, it's not just the players. Now you have the cardboard collecting community. Like, if you're just going for players, who probably wouldn't be interested in it is people who collect sports cards and are trying to pull, rare stuff or interesting stuff. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying that when you remove the gambling aspect, I think, well, okay, when you're trying to make all cards equal, you're removing the gambling aspect and ripping a pack of Magic the Gathering without having that, risk of total loss or total freaking score. Like, I don't know, that just seems weak. Would you want to open Kamigawa without the chance of pulling a Neon Ink? Like, let me ask you this. Would you pay full price for a box of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty that came out of a case where someone already pulled a red ink out of the case and then they're selling the rest of the boxes? You knew that. Would you pay full price for that? I'm just saying, I don't think so. And I don't think any player would either. But this argument from the players makes it seem like they only care about the card, right? So they would be just fine with that. I don't think that's the case. I just think it's being obtuse. Anyway, please remember to like and sub as always. Check out my Patreon and come back. We'll catch you soon. Have a nice day.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
Maybe we could build a fire, sing a couple of songs, huh? Why don't we try that?